Oh, g'day guys, thanks for joining us on another video. This one, little disclaimer, this one here doesn't have any fishing and it doesn't have any diving. So if that's what you're here for, you need to just skip now. But what it does have is a bit of personal stuff that's been going on in our lives, some big stuff that's been going on in our lives, and a little catch up on the behind the scenes stuff, what's going on. All right, I've had a lot of questions and we're going to answer them in this video. Also, a quick run through on where our trailer is up to, because the boys have been hard at it, and wait till you see where they're up to with it. Like, honestly, it's mind-blowing what this trailer's like, so stay tuned for that. Anyway, let's kick it off right with our car, the Silverado. Everyone who's watched our channel for a long time, and a lot of those who know, it was a pretty popular car. You knew we had it for sale, and we actually sold it. So we sold it a few weeks ago to an awesome owner and his wife and kids. There's 4 of them, so it's going to be absolutely perfect for them. So they're already putting her to good use. And are we missing her? Yes, we are, 100%. Even the kids are like, oh, I can't believe Sylvie's gone. She was, yeah, very popular in our household, that's for sure. So we sold her. What did we buy? Well, I'm sitting in it right now. I'll get to that very shortly. But why did we sell Sylvie? So there's a couple of different reasons, 2 reasons, and this is a little bit of a look into personal lives, I guess, but whatever. Number 1 reason is money, okay? People automatically think because you've got a nice car like that, you must be loaded and YouTube must be doing awesome, because I actually hate it when people say it to me. Geez, YouTube must be going good, you know, when they see our car. Mate, I wish that YouTube paid me enough to buy a car like that. Reality is, I had a pretty successful business for 16 years. I've made some smart choices with houses and renovating and stuff like that in my past, and that's where I had a little bit of money behind me to buy a vehicle like that. Back when I was a kid, my mates will have a little laugh at this. I was sort of always the guy that had the shit car that was driving around with all the guys with the good cars. Like, I was always the guy with the crap car. And just once I wanted to be a guy with a really nice car. So I built it, and that's what I built. I built Sylvie. So that was a reason deep down why it was quite hard for me to sell it, because I was pretty proud of my achievement for that car. I owned that vehicle, so it wasn't on a loan or anything like that, which was awesome. And yeah, like, again, I was very proud of the position I put myself in to own a car like that. Anyway, I sold her. I always say with YouTube, I've never worked so hard and so many hours in my life for the most least money that I've ever earned, which is the truth. The difference now is I'm very happy with what I do. I'm happy, I'm content, I love meeting new people, and I'm totally fine with the way my life's going with that. So the reason we sold Sylvie was to put some money on our house, reduce our interest rates. We'd love to, in the future, buy a industrial shed for our clothing. It's growing, it's going well, and in the future, when we can afford that, that's something we would love to do, and putting the money on the house will hopefully help us do that. So that's number 1 reason why we sold our car. The second reason is because, to be honest, while everyone, I've always gone a bit against the grain. If everyone's doing one thing, I'll usually go totally opposite and do the other. And that's totally fine. Like, everyone's building these big, awesome, beautiful cars, and that's awesome. I love watching them. I love seeing what everyone's coming up with. But we've decided to go way back to basics, and you'll see what I mean shortly, okay? We want to keep putting out cool content. One thing that a lot of people say about our content, and you may be one of the ones who've actually sent it to us, is it's relevant. It's something that everyone can do and whatnot. So that's what we want to do. We want to get back in touch. We've got a car here worth $20,000. We're going to get a little tinny, and we're going to do a lot of bush work to creeks and towing and four-wheel drive tracks and all that sort of cool stuff with this car and the new little tinny we're getting. We've got the big boat and we've got the 200 series for offshore work and stuff, but we're going to just be using this car, whatever it is, and a little 4.2 or 4.4 that I'm looking to buy now, and we're going to do some really cool stuff with it, with a small, quite cheap setup. Still, we're going to make this car look really nice and everything, but we'll be doing it on a budget. So I'm really looking forward to doing that. So that's another reason why we sold Sylvie. I do want to, however, put a little montage together right now because you might be building a sick American truck, and I guarantee you in this next couple of minutes with the footage I run of Sylvie, you're going to come up with some mint ideas or see some really cool companies that can help you do what you need to do to make your car look as good as she did. Alright guys, well here's a little tribute to Sylvie and the legends who worked on her. Let's start off with my favourite part, and that's the canopy. The EVA flooring held up reasonably well for the absolute flogging it got for 2 years. Now, the induction cooker never missed a beat. 100% I am converted to induction cooker, and I don't think I ever took my barbecue on a trip. Plenty of space there on the stainless cutting board, and even more space above where we used to store all our pots and pans and cutlery and stuff like that. Up here we used to store our pressure cooker and our air fryer and any other smaller stuff that we wanted to do, and our beloved travel buddy was up here. This thing copped a flogging. Pies, roasts, you can do everything in these things. They're very handy to have in your canopy setup, that's for sure. Now we went with a half height pantry. Okay, so, and this has proved to be quite popular down there at Off-Road Creative now. We used to store all our Glad wrap and spare bags in there. All our cutlery went in here, which was plenty of room for them, and the EVA flooring, again, on the bottom there was a good little addition for the cutlery. There was even room for a sandwich maker in there. The 130 upright Bushman's fridge was absolutely amazing and did not turn off once for over 2 years. I would, in a heartbeat, buy this again. So if you're looking for a good fridge, can't speak any higher of these. The heartbeat and soul of our canopy was our power system from Revolution Power. 400 amp hours of lithium power just powered this thing. I could cook 3 different meals at once on it. I never had any trouble with it popping or anything like that. It was just amazing. Our rock lights. We actually used these at a few parties. One was a little doof on the beach up there at Double Island. Another one was my 40th. They're very handy. They can go with the music. Petrol in there, and Brad even did our own custom spray job, gunmetal grey on the inside of the canopy doors. Underneath the hood, nothing too special. We went with a Radius Fabrication custom airbox, which is absolutely amazing. EC Off-Road, you can see there, very neat job with all the power hooked up from the canopy to the battery. EC Off-Road again created this custom aerial mount, and it worked perfectly. And they also installed this GME aerial, which I have no idea what decibels it is, but it worked awesome. BDS, Fox, remote res suspension all round, and that stuff from EC Off-Road was absolutely amazing. We've got a custom front bar here from Off-Road Creative with 32-inch light bar, cube lights, winch compatible, carbon winch in there. It just looks so good. Seriously, that's the best looking front end of a car I've ever seen. 5-inch short entry snorkel here from Radius Fabrication. This thing roars like an absolute lion with the window down, but with the window up, you can't hear it at all. Max Tracks, 52-inch light bar again from EC Off-Road. This thing lit up whatever road there was like daylight. Bushwhacker 270 awning. This was on there for 2 years. At the end, no mold, no rips, no tears, no problems at all. I'd definitely buy one of them again. So as you can see there, we did a lot of work out of this car and it was in absolute mint condition. Although when I filmed this, it was a little bit dirty and needed a wash. This rear jerry can or water holder also doubled as a bin, and your Coles bags, the new ones that are all cardboard, they fit in there perfectly. This here was our custom rooftop tent, which is amazing, and the rear boarding ladder, some 35-inch tyres and rims. In one of the central locking underbody toolboxes, we had our double pumping ARB compressor, we had our hot water system in our driver's side of the canopy. Some cool little lights here by the boys at EC Off-Road, and I left this side fairly open so I could fit all my camping gear and get it out of the rain, although we fit a heap in those 2 drawers. There's a little shot of the nice Rhino rack that's got on the car. Honestly, I think every car should have these. They make them look awesome. And the side steps are just the standard side steps that come with the Silverados, except I got them painted black and they look sick. All right, so there you go. We took her to some epic places. She did it all with ease and comfort. She towed the boat amazingly. Like on Honestly, I couldn't speak more highly of how good that Chevy was. It never gave us an ounce of trouble. It never let us down. It was never felt uncomfortable. The companies we worked with over at Revolution Power, EC Off-Road, Off-Road Creative, there was a few other companies there, Max Tracks, Radius Fabrications. Yeah, there was just some awesome stuff on that. And all the companies that did the work on that car, nothing went wrong. For 2 years, we put it through its paces, and the work you guys did on it was just awesome. So if you do want to use some good companies, the ones that did our car are just amazing. So I can honestly say that, hand on my heart, they're awesome companies, and they just did such a great job. Alrighty, what have we bought? This is Sarah's car, okay? So I now have the 200 series Land Cruiser, which was Sarah's old car. Some of you may have seen that in some of our videos. We now have bought an 80 series Land Cruiser. Yes, another 80. So everyone that said, what's next after Sylvia? Is it an F250 or is it a GMC or is it this or that or a Tundra? Nope, it's an old 80 series cruiser, a 92 model 80 series cruiser with 348,000 kilometers on the clock. It's a turbo diesel auto. It is in mint condition, and we looked for this car for 8 months, but I've got a funny story to tell you. Now, this one I'm sitting in was owned by an old couple. It actually still had curtains in it when I bought it. And went to the service station. I seen this car here. I approached the old couple. I said, it's a beautiful old 80 series you guys have got. And they said, oh, we're actually looking at selling it. And I was like, what? I said, here's my card. If you want to sell it, call me. I'll give you guys a fair price for it. Whatever you guys want, like, just let me know. So 8 to 10 months went past. I seen it actually driving once or twice, and I thought they just don't want to sell it. So in the meantime, we started looking for another 80 series. So this one popped up. Anyway, we had a look at this one. It was $29,500. It was in very good condition. So we bought it. All right. Now, 3 weeks later, I get a phone call from an old couple. Hello, Adam. You looked at our 80 series a long, long time ago. We're now ready to sell it. And I was like, you're kidding me. The one that we wanted was now for sale. So they said, are you still interested in it? I said, I'm sorry, I've just bought one. They said, if you give us $20,000 today, it's all yours. So I went, I had a look. We love this car. I gave them $20,000 for it. And I thought, if we can sell the other one for what we paid for it, which is $29,500, that will give us $9,500 to put towards doing this car up, because that's how tight things are with money. We don't actually have that extra money to put towards the car to do it up. So we've got $10,000 to put towards this, to do it up now, to make it cool, to make it can. We're going to lift it. We want to put some rims and tires, and some awesome sponsors are coming on board so far, like EC Off-Road, of course. They're going to do our suspension. They don't do anything for free. We still pay for it, obviously, at a discounted rate, but it sort of helps. We've got Steve-O and the boys up there at Goodyear at Ingham. They're going to help us out with some tyres. You guys are bloody awesome. If you're going through Ingham, say g'day to Steve at Ingham. And it's right on the highway there. It's straight when you're going through. If you're heading up north and you've got any problems, it's right on the highway. Very easy to pull in and get those guys to look at whatever the problem is, or whack some new tyres, fix a puncher, wheel alignment, anything, rotate them. So, and then a couple of other companies we're still talking to now. So we're just super excited to build this 80 and start doing all that cool stuff with it. You guys are going to love it, honestly. It's going to be awesome content, and you guys are going to really enjoy the little series that we put together with the 80 and the tinny. So it's going to be awesome. All right, so another little update on what's happening. The boat trailer. It's been about 8 to 10 weeks now since I was up in Ingham doing the boat trailer. You've seen the first episodes of that on YouTube. If you haven't, go back and have a look. I am leaving tomorrow to go up there. 17 hours drive, 12 days filming. We're finishing off that trailer, and we're going to be putting the new boat on it, and I've sold the old trailer. And that's coming off, so the boat's going on in the new trailer. I'll be driving that back home. So we've got 12 days filming up there. We're also going to get 2 fishing trips up there, so you're going to get some sick fishing content coming up soon. I do realise I've done a few how-to and DIYs and some diving videos lately, and you guys love the fishing videos. I promise you there's some sick fishing footage coming up soon. but I've really enjoyed doing the other stuff. Like I've said, our channel is not a designated fishing channel. It's a whatever happens channel. It's what we love doing channel. It's different, and I like that aspect of it, as you guys never know what's coming up next week. So I'm going to run some footage now of what George, Cam and Stubby have been doing up there on the trailer. All three of the boys the last few days have been hooking in because they've got to get a rolling chassis before we come up, because we've got 6 full days to work on the trailer before I get home. So me and Mickey are heading up there. Sez is flying up on her birthday and Mick flies out that day, and we're going to whack in a bit of diving, a bit of fishing, a lot of work on the trailer. Wait till you guys see this trailer, but have a go where it's up to right now.
Righto, so this is probably going to be stage 2 of this outline venture trailer build. We've just rolled it in. Well, we rolled it back in on Monday. Adam's due up here this coming Sunday. So we rolled it in, and actually rolled it in on the weekend. And on the weekend, I came in and mounted out the swing out drawbar and the fold down jockey wheel. The swing out drawbar was easy. We've got a couple of 10mm plates there. The length of the drawbar is around about 2.5 metres. It's going to give him an extra 1.5 metres. Just a simple design. We're running alley pins, stainless steel ones. That's not going to be the finished product, but we went that way because the 25mm aluminium solid rod is compatible with our 32mm tube. So we've got 32mm spigots in the extendable drawbar. So, you know, the pin's actually wearing on a full surface rather than just a hole. And it's just a simple, very simple cup link up the end. You pull the pin, bend it out, lock it into place, and happy days. We'll show all that later on. The swing down jockey wheel was, I don't know, it was a bit of a headache, but trying to work out what was going to be the simplest way to do it, and we've come up with an idea that is just, it's next level, I reckon. It's just so simple. We'll run through that a little bit more probably in the next video. And if you guys want to build one, it's so simple. The design's so simple, easy, and works extremely well. Moving on to the trailer. Cam got in and put all the Teflon on, screwed all the Teflon down on the V-blocks and on the longitudinals, and on the cross members in the middle, and down the back, he's Tefloned out the back. And then I went through and I made the sump for the washdown system. So if you ever want to do something like that, you have to have some kind of sump that is lower than the actual chassis, so you're pouring every last little bit of water out. And it was pretty simple on our design. I've hole sawed about a 2-inch hole into the bottom of the chassis on both sides, and then I've cut and fitted a piece of box the same size as the chassis, but just rolled it over, hole sawed a hole in that, so both those holes line up when you put it together. So hence when you fill it up, it's naturally going to fill up the bottom of the sump first, and then it'll fill the chassis. But it just enables you to, when you're drawing water from the sump, you're getting every last little bit of water out, so you're optimising your pressure. And then from there, today we mucked around with fitting up the axles and the springs, and you know, that was a bit of a headache. If you're going to do it, you know, you have to really work out your heights. You know, we're running 31-inch tyres. You have to work out your heights, and the way I map it out is I normally draw it out on a piece of alley. Spin around, have a look at that one, Cam, so if you can see it. So I've drawn it out, drawn the chassis out, I've drawn Adam's transom in, and I've drawn in all the correct heights for the axles and the height of the wheels and everything. And you really have to sort of do that. I can explain that a little bit more maybe in another video, but that's how we do it here. Especially if it's a new trailer, you know, it's a different boat to what we build, very similar but different. But anyway, we ended up with about 82mm of clearance from the chine to the tyre, and when we set it up on the trailer, we gained 10mm somewhere, And that's a bonus because we want to have at least 10 or 15 mil of clearance from the chine to the mudguard, and it worked out pretty good. So yeah, we this morning we jumped. It's Thursday. This morning we jumped in and fitted up the axles and everything. We normally run, so we run stainless steel angle line, and the hangers are all welded to that. And we normally sit the angle line on the outside. And we went with our normal process that we do with our trailers, not thinking we're running stainless steel calipers, and maybe the calipers are a little bit wider. When we went to fit it up this morning, the caliper wasn't clearing the spring, and it was like, oh my God. But Stubby, legend over there, right there, he said, Bud, let's just run them on the inside. I looked at it, we threw a straight edge down there, run it on the inside, gave us another 20 mil of clearance. So we did that, fitted everything up, and if you want to have a look at it, we've got probably 5 or 6 mil of clearance off the spring, or about 10 mil it is, about 10 mil when the caliper's right over. So it worked out extremely well. So what we did on the outside, we run 10 mil plates down the chassis, fully welded in, and they're on every bolt that we've put in. And then on the inside, it's tied into the stainless steel, as you can see on the inside there. And yeah, bloody worked out great. We needed to get to that stage so I could work out the mudguard. So while the boys were, Stubby was welding that out, actually Cam's doing light brackets. So we've got light brackets. We're doing a hinge number plate. While the boys were mucking around with that, I got in and measured out the mudguards. That's a mudguard profile there. Real easy to do. You just draw it out on your sheet, draw your tyre diameter in, draw your centres in for your 2 wheels, and then it's just a matter of working out how much clearance you want on your mudguard. And I opted for, a mudguard that's going to be around about 60 mil thick. So that's an outer one, and that's the inner piece. The inner piece has to follow the outer piece, so they're both the same shape. So when you go to bend the mudguard up, it all comes together pretty nicely. I've done one, so that's basically the end result that we have. Really simple to do with just tread plate, and I just form it with my hand, just bend it around with my hand to suit the curve of the mudguard, and then it's all corner to corner. But on Adams, so we normally do tread plate everywhere. So on the front face and the back face, especially on the front face, it's all plain sheet. It'll be corner to corner welded. We'll blend that in, blend that corner in so it looks like it's moulded into the tread plate. But we've done plain sheet for a reason. So the back step that goes back to the tail light and the front step that goes to the front of the chassis, we've got to have a flat surface to put all the sponsors on. So all the sponsors will go on that flat surface. Yeah, if you want to have a quick look at how this actually sits on the tyres, Stubby just quickly chucked 2 tyres on, which is great. There's a forward and a back. So forward, I normally go down a little bit further on the back with the tread plate, and then a little bit shorter at the front. And it sits on there absolutely perfectly. And if you actually put a couple of 10 mil packers, I allow 10 mil. I've got one 10 mil packer there. So you've got one there. Chuck that under that. That one under there. That gives us around about 75 mil, and that's where I want to be. And then I've got probably another 15 mil of clearance of the chine. It's going to work out great. I mean, the bone will go on there. The springs will compress only what their limit is. And they normally compress, look, 20 mil, 20 to 25 mil, that's it, that's their limit. So happy days, yeah. We're real happy with the height. Adam's boat's on his trailer at the moment. A measurement from the concrete to his chine, he's got 830 mil, and he's only running 14 inch tyres on that little trailer. This is 31 inch tyres on this. We shot the measurement this morning on the template, and we're 880 mil. Now I'll give you a quick look at the template that we use. So this is the template, we draw this out. And I do this on everything with my own trailers, you know, with our own boats. We draw out that. So the mud guard will give you an idea actually. So that's sitting around about the centre. If you actually eyeball that, it's about 15 mil clearance on the mud guard, which is yeah, where we need to be. So yeah, it was, you know, it's been a long process. You know, we've only been doing the majority of the work in our own hours. But I've just taken the time to chuck the boys on it pretty quickly because Adam's coming up Sunday and we've got a full week of getting the boat on and yeah, getting into it. So yeah, it worked out good. I'll like to catch you on the next update. Beautiful. Righto, so the Avalon Adventure Trailer, this is stage 2 again. It's Friday, Adam's due up Sunday. Big day today, the boys smashed it out. All of us smashed it out. We all got in and done, we all had a job to do and we all got in and done it. The workshop was an absolute friggin' mess. We just spent half an hour cleaning it up. But anyway, so we've got the drawbar extended out. That's about 1.5 metres. Gives Adam around about 9.1 metres overall. So today we got in and I fabbed up the mud guards yesterday, made all the steps and everything today, fitted them all today, and they look shit on, I reckon. The washdown system, man, it was, I did a washdown system on Timmy Turtle's boat, and the pipe work, I just fabricated the bends and welded them up. Stubby being Stubby, he's an awesome friggin' tradesman, eh? He's gone through and he's bent all the pipes up, friggin' next level. And the little droppers that we have to spray on the calipers, the discs and the springs, 4 of them were put in place. We decided this afternoon that we're going to add another 4, so you'll see that a bit later on. All the jets are all positioned and spray on the calipers, the springs and the discs. Yeah, so it's to the stage that we wanted it to get to. Cam done his number plate light. Cam was just running around doing every little fiddly little job, finishing off drilling holes, bolting stuff on. You know, it's all time-consuming stuff, and we smashed it out today. So it's basically ready now. Adam will turn up Sunday. We'll put the trailer on the front of my cruiser, use my winch to winch his boat up on there. Once his boat's on the trailer, you know, we level it all up, and then it's then the fun begins. You know, we've got to make the outside skids to support the boat. We've made a winch post. We've just got to cut the winch post down to size, fit the winch post, fit the Avalon boat latch. Stone guards have to be made. We can't make them until the boat's on there. The ladder's got to be made. Can't do that until the boat's on there. So there's a lot of work still to be done. It's not an easy, simple process, you know. There's a lot of work in our trailers, you know. There's still a lot of welding to be done. All the mud guards and steps, they all get fully welded. We went back and checked the clearance on his transom. Everything's sweet. We're all confident. You know, I had to ask the boys for their opinion as well. We're all confident the boat's going to go on there with around about, you know, 12 to 15 mil of clearance on the mud guard. Well, we're hoping at least 10. And yeah, look, I'm super excited. This project's been a really enjoyable project. All the boys have been having a lot of fun on it. You know, like it's not just a job that we just, you know, we've all been having a bit of a laugh and a bit of a giggle. Adam's a great bloke. Yeah, can't wait to see him on Sunday. He's bringing a mate with him, Mick. Haven't met Mick before, but I've seen him on the videos, and yeah, he's a bit of a legend apparently. Can't wait to meet him. Yeah, so there it is, stage 2. So hopefully, yeah, when Adam comes up, he'll take over the filming because I'm pretty shit at it, and we'll get it done for you guys, eh? Righto, ciao, see ya.
All right. Lastly, I want to show you guys a quick look at this 80. Okay. 2-minute look at this 80. So basically I can flick back and look through this video and see what it used to look like as opposed to what it's going to look like. Righto guys, here she is, our new 80 series Land Cruiser. So this is a 1992 model 1H DT, 348,000 kilometers on it. It's an auto turbo, and it is grandpa spec as. So the older couple that owned this bought it 32 years ago at Cleveland. It's a one owner vehicle, and honestly, like, they've just taken such good care of it. It's done 2 laps around Australia, towing their van. It was funny, he goes, it's still got airbags in it. And I was like, oh, what, really? I looked up underneath and the airbags are just blown apart like holes. I said, how long have they been in there for? He said, about 15 years. So it's such an, I'm still staying in touch with them. I take them fish over all the time because they love fishing, but they don't get to go. So I drop them over some pearl perch and stuff like that. So yeah, they're still friends. So it's awesome. But I'll show you inside this thing. Have a look at this. Actually, you know what? Have a look at this. Sarah washes her car, then doesn't put a floor mat back in, but it is absolutely mint condition. There is barely a mark on the car. It's literally like, when I bought it, it still had curtains. So it's actually, we've kept their sheepskin seat covers in here, and you can see where they've sewed them up a few times on their travels. But the interior, mate, is literally like brand new. Even all down around here. There is not a spot of rust on the whole car. Door cards, everything is just like brand new. So this down here is a Bluetooth speaker. That's what Sarah drives around with so she can listen to Spotify. And again, it's just absolutely beautiful. Look at it. Move around to the back. It's yeah, it's really good. It's just a very well kept car. We're very lucky to have it, actually. Woo! Look at her. Even the thing here, all the other 80s I looked at, all this was ripped and just, you know, P-platers flogging them. Like I said, it's in absolute immaculate condition. There's been no paint work on it the whole time. It's straight as a die. And very shortly, it is going to look like an absolute weapon. But we know boats. We don't know cars, guys. You guys know cars. If you've got anything that you think we should do to the 80, please let us know. And that's genuine. Leave it in the comments. Let us know what we should do to the 80, the must-dos, the first maintenance we should do to it, things you've got to keep on top of, some awesome looking products, front bars, side steps, like all that sort of stuff we want to get. So let us know what you guys reckon we should do. Because honestly, I know bugger all about cars. But that's it, guys. Hopefully the next time you see this thing, we are bang into this build, because we've had it for about 6 weeks now. And like, honestly, we just can't wait to get it looking really cool. So guys, hope you enjoyed that episode. I know there's no fishing and no spearing in that one, but it's a little bit of a behind the scenes look at what we're up to. So yeah, like I said, if you're enjoying it, like, subscribe, share our channel. It all really does help. Grab some merch, outerline.com.au, but most of all, yeah, leave some comments and let us know what to do with this car, alrighty? Cheers, guys. See you next week, eh? I want to say a massive thank you to our legendary Patreons. You guys are bloody awesome. I'd like to welcome our newest Patreon, Ray Hawes. Welcome aboard, mate. If you'd like to become a Patreon, head over to patreon.com/outerlineadventures. And we'd like to say a massive thank you to our sponsors. Your support and friendship means the absolute world to us. Cheers, guys.